Let me guess, you've tried everything for your psoriasis, creams from your dermatologist, elimination diets that you found online. Maybe you've seen 2 or 3 different doctors, gotten 2 or 3 different opinions, and you walked out of every office with the same skin problem. Some of it worked for a couple weeks, most of it didn't work at all, and you're starting to wonder if this is just something that you have to live with for the rest of your life. Here's what I want you to know. Everything that you've been told about psoriasis is only half the picture. And once you've seen the other half, I think your whole approach is gonna change. See, 3 things that I'm gonna show you right now. Let's go. Number 1, the warning signs that you might be missing, including the ones that mean your psoriasis has already moved beyond your skin. Number 2, why every single cure that you've tried either failed or only held up for a few weeks. And then I'm gonna show you exactly where each one actually missed. And then number 3, what actually moves the needle. I'm Dr. Jones, DC, the coaching lead at our functional medicine practice, and I work alongside Dr. Allen, who runs our full functional medicine protocol for autoimmune conditions. Together, we work on optimizing, where she focuses on functional and I focus on the peptides. So let's start with what psoriasis actually is, because that's where every cure that you've tried, they have it wrong. So what most people miss, psoriasis isn't actually a skin condition. It's an immune system fire that happens to show up on your skin. I call this the surface trap because it shows up on skin, so we assume that the fix belongs on your skin. That's why creams manage it, but never end it. That's why every cure hits what's visible and misses what's driving it. Here's the actual sequence. 3 parts of your body are talking to each other: your gut, your immune system, and your skin, and they're locked into a loop. Let's start with the gut, because when your gut lining gets leaky, bacterial junk leaks into your bloodstream where it doesn't belong. Your immune system sees a threat and it turns up the heat. That's the fire. The fire sends inflammation signals out to your skin. Your skin starts overproducing cells way too fast. That's the plaque. And here's the loop that most cures miss. The skin sends signals back to your immune system, so the fire keeps feeding itself. Now, you need to know what to look for on yourself, because a lot of you have this and don't know it yet. So the 5 signs that you should know. Some get misdiagnosed as dandruff, eczema, ringworm, or just dry skin. And that cycle has a name. I call it the blame loop, and it's the reason most people wait years to start searching for the right answer. Okay, sign number 1, scalp dandruff that won't quit. Dandruff is a greasy yellow flake that comes off easy. Psoriasis scale on the scalp is thicker, silvery, stuck down, and often extends past the hairline onto your forehead or behind your ears. If 3 different anti-dandruff shampoos haven't changed it, it's probably not dandruff. Your scalp is one of the most common early sites for psoriasis and the most common place that it gets missed. Okay, skin sign number 2, stubborn dry patches on your elbows or knees that never clear. Not the whole my skin gets dry during winter. Same spot, same shape, year after year. Dry skin doesn't have clean edges, psoriasis does. Okay, sign number 3, nail changes. Pitting like somebody pressed a pin into your nail with yellow-orange spots underneath. Or the nail lifting from the tip. These get blamed on fungus, but fungus and psoriasis, they look different when you look at the nail beds. Okay, sign number 4, genital or inverse psoriasis, treated over and over as a yeast infection that never clears. Shows up in the skin folds, your groin, underneath your breasts, your armpits. Smooth, red, no scale. If 3 rounds of yeast cream hasn't fixed this, it's probably not yeast. And then number 5, a rash of small droplet-shaped spots 2 to 3 weeks after strep throat. Raindrop pattern small drops. It has a name: gudate psoriasis. Strep is the number 1 trigger. These aren't 5 unrelated problems. They're 5 different faces of the same fire, showing up whether you're most vulnerable. The blame loop keeps people cycling through wrong treatments for years. Year 1, dandruff shampoo. Year 2, antifungal creams. Year 3, corticosteroid. By the time anyone names it psoriasis, the fire has had years to build up. Now, if any of this has hit home for you, we need to talk about the signs that your psoriasis has already moved past your skin. 3 signs your psoriasis has moved past skin. And these are the ones that matter most and the ones that get missed most. Sign number 1, and this is the biggest, psoriatic arthritis, or PSA for short. Roughly 1 in 5 to 1 in 4 people with psoriasis develop it. The warning signs are specific: morning stiffness that lasts more than 30 minutes, a whole finger or toe swollen, not just a single joint, the entire digit looking like a sausage, and heel pain that doesn't have a reason. There's a 6 to 12-month window where early treatment dramatically improves long-term joint outcomes. Catch it inside that window and you can prevent most of the damage. You miss it and the damage builds. Here's where I need to name something. Early x-rays and PSA often come back completely normal. Patients get told that the joint pain is unrelated. I call this the normal labs trap. Standard tests aren't sensitive enough to catch early systemic disease, so the damage builds under a clean-looking report. Number 2, the cardiovascular cluster. Psoriasis patients have elevated rates of high blood pressure, cholesterol problems, and a metabolic pattern going on. Your dermatologist treats the skin, your primary care doctor treats the blood pressure, but neither one of them is connecting the dots. But it's the same fire, it's just reached your blood vessels. And then sign number 3, and this is the one that surprises people the most, depression rates in psoriasis runs about 1.5 times higher than the general population, and anxiety levels trend up with it, though not as sharply. And no, it's not because your skin is embarrassing. Inflammation from the same fire crosses into the brain and can affect your mood directly. That reframe matters because when you treat the inflammation, the mood often improves as well. Okay, so 3 signs: joints, cardiovascular system, and mood. The normal labs trap explains why you might have been told everything looks fine when you knew it wasn't. So the 2 signs that mean go to emergency room right now. Okay, number 1, erythrodermic psoriasis. Widespread red covering most of your body, plus fever, plus feeling legitimately sick. Your skin is in high volume crisis mode everywhere at the same time. ER situation. Number 2, generalized pustular psoriasis. We're talking pus-filled blisters over large areas of the body, plus feeling sick. Not 1 or 2 bumps, a large eruption with pus. ER situation. If either is happening right now, stop the video and go to the ER. These are rare situations, but you need to know about them. Now, if you're still watching this, you've probably recognized yourself a few times here. Maybe years of misdiagnosis, maybe labs that came back fine while you knew something wasn't. If that's you, do one thing, okay? Text the number on the screen or check out the link in the description to book a free discovery call, because one of our patient educators will listen to your story and tell you honestly if we think Dr. Allen and myself can help you in this situation. It's no pressure, no medical advice, just a conversation. We work in what I call the gray zone, promising options that are not yet offered in standard dermatology guidelines, but a track record behind them in our clinic. Now, let me show you why every cure that you've tried either failed or only held for a short-term period. Every cure that you've tried hit maybe one part of the fire, not the whole system. That's the whole reason nothing held. Topical steroids, skin only. Biologics, systemic, but aimed at a few specific inflammation signals downstream. The fire keeps burning, the smoke gets suppressed. And then there's elimination diets, vegan, carnivore, AIP. They hit the gut. One of the main drivers, that's a good thing, but if the fire is being fed from your stress or your nutrient levels, a diet alone isn't gonna solve it. And then there's detox protocols. They're very vague in their approach, vague results. Most of them miss every layer entirely. L-lysine or turmeric on their own. They do touch inflammation a little bit, but solo, they're not gonna get the job done. Phototherapy. Better than creams because it hits skin, plus calming some of those immune responses, but the fire still being fed from the gut and the nervous system and all of the above. Think of it like the check engine light. Your plaques are the warning light. Every cure taped over the light. The engine kept running rough because nobody looked underneath the hood. That's not your fault. You were given incomplete tools. Now, before we go further, let me know in the comments what treatments that you've tried. Creams, diets, protocols, supplements, whatever it is. And I'll jump in and tell you which part of the fire that particular treatment was hitting and why that combination misses the rest. This will allow others to read each other's lists, and that might be the most useful thing in this video's comment section. So here's what psoriasis actually is under the hood. Your immune system is attacking your own skin. That's the fire. Creams rearrange furniture while the house burns. Biologics install a sprinkler in one room, but the fire keeps going because nobody turns off what's feeding it. 5 systems will feed the fire, and the goal isn't to hit one harder, it's to turn off the fuel on all 5. System number 1, your gut. Biggest one. About 70% of your immune cells live in and around the gut. And when the gut lining gets leaky, bacterial junk leaks into your bloodstream where it doesn't belong. Your immune system sees a threat and it turns up the heat. Fix the gut and the fuel supplies drop. Number 2, inflammation itself. Think of inflammation like a master switch inside your cells. When the switch is locked on, your body keeps producing alarm signals around the clock. I call this the fire department of false alarms. Chronic inflammation is firefighters showing up to a call that isn't real, 24 hours a day, forever. Eventually, they're so activated that they start fires on their own. And number 3, nutrients. Studies show 40 to 70% of people with psoriasis run very low on vitamin D. versus 15 to 25% of the general population. Then there's omega-3 fatty acids and zinc. Both are very important at supporting the process of lowering inflammation. Now, these aren't cures. Think of them like the water that the fire department needs to do its job. Without the water, the crew can't put anything out. System 4, dietary triggers. Gluten for almost every autoimmune patient and non-autoimmune patients for that matter. Alcohol, sugar, some folks have nightshade vegetable sensitivity. Not a universal list, this is individualized. Each trigger that you're unknowingly eating is another log that you're tossing on the fire. And then number 5, your nervous system. So chronic stress fires up what we call the HPA axis. And think of that as your stress pipeline. Your brain to your adrenal glands, it's one circuit. Stress hormones set off smoke detectors embedded in your skin called mast cells, and they start firing false alarms constantly. That's why flares track stress. 5 systems: gut, inflammation, nutrients, dietary triggers, and nervous system. You miss any one of these and the fire maintains a fuel source. Now, quick question. If somebody asked you right now, what are the 5 systems? Test yourself. If you've got 4 out of 5, you're ahead of most people who've had this condition for 10 years. And if this framework is landing for you, hit that subscribe button right now because we put out new videos every single week where we dive into autoimmune conditions, specifically that are going to tell you exactly what the condition's all about and more importantly, how you can address it. Now let's dive into the tools. Peptides and advanced tools work best when the framework underneath is handled. I call this foundation first. The tools, the peptides and medications, they're amplifiers, not replacements. Okay, number 1, LDN, short for low dose Naltrexone. In an open label trial of 71 patients, psoriasis severity came down meaningfully over 3 months. Not a cure, but 3 months real movement. That's the best return on investment in this entire toolkit. In plain English, LDN jams one of the doors that inflammation uses to get into your cells. And it can put a brake on the skin cells that won't stop multiplying. 2 mechanisms, 1 accessible medication that most patients have never heard of. Tool number 2, BPC-KPV. 2 different peptides. They're oral peptides, but we put them together in a stack. This one's awesome because it hits 2 problems at once. The BPC peptide has potential to seal leaky gut. That breach is where the fuel's leaking in. The KPV part of it may turn down one of the specific inflammation signals that are driving skin overreaction. So we have gut and we have skin. 1 stack, 2 angles covered. And then number 3, thymosin alpha-1. This is a peptide that we layer in for autoimmune patients. Think of it as a dispatcher for your immune system. It helps to stop sending the fire department to false alarms. Part of the comprehensive stack, not a standalone solution. And then tool number 4, GLP-1 medications. Different for how we use them with weight loss. Here, we have them as an anti-inflammatory tool. They turn down the volume on the inflammation signals feeding the fire. Same medication class, completely different use case. Okay, quick question. If you want a complete video on our exact peptide protocol, the LDN dosing, how we stack BPC-KPV with thymosin alpha-1, the timeline that we see, let me know in the comments and I'll make that video next. Okay, tool number 5, therapeutic fasting. In an observational study, over 100 psoriasis patients came in during Ramadan fasting. Severity scores came down consistently. Fasting does something biological, not just spiritual. The mechanism in plain English, fasting flips a switch that tells your body clean up and repair, and it turns down a second switch that says build and grow. Psoriasis, the build switch is stuck on, fasting resets it. And then number 6, an anti-inflammatory diet. I don't hype diets generally, but there's a recent trial where nearly half of the Mediterranean diet group had major improvement at 16 weeks on top of a standard topical treatment. The control groups, essentially none. When a diet outperforms placebo, that dramatically in a controlled trial, it's worth paying attention to. Now, one final thing before I finish. Feeling better and lowering your antibody numbers are 2 separate goals. I call this the antibody paradox. Track both symptoms and labs. Now, before I tell you what to do with all this, be honest with yourself for a second. Which one sounds like your situation? Number 1, cycling through cures and you want a real framework? Or number 2, your dermatologist's plan is working fine, you're just curious? Number 3, you've gotten somewhere on your own and you want to layer in amplifiers? Because that answer determines what happens next. Now, if number 1 sounds like you, years of cures that didn't hold, the misdiagnosis, the systemic signs that your dermatologist isn't connecting, and you don't want to be on biologics for the rest of your life, here's what we got for you. You can book a free discovery call with one of our patient educators. They're gonna listen, review what you've tried, and tell you honestly if the Restore Blueprint is a right fit. The Restore Blueprint is Dr. Allen's 12-month protocol, baseline labs, retest multiple times throughout the year, personalized nutrition, supplements shipped to your door, and adjustments throughout the year. She works with me as well so that I can help optimize your peptide protocol so that we can get the best results. Most programs give you one piece, maybe two. Dermatologists give you the sprinkler on the skin. Functional medicine gives you the framework underneath. Peptide clinics give you the metabolic tools, but we deliver all three: root cause, functional medicine, advanced metabolic tools, and medical oversight in one protocol. This is what I call the three-pronged approach, and it's the reason why the gray zone options that I mentioned earlier can land when they're run together, not solo. Now, if you're wondering more about your gut and how it connects to everything, check out that video right there where I do specifically a deep dive into leaky gut, because I can promise you if you have an autoimmune disease, you also have a leaky gut too as well. We'll see you later.